Hi, this is Randy. I wanted to address a question or a curiosity that one of the viewers had about why don't all victims of narcissistic abusive relationships figure it out? Why don't they all end up doing research? Well, number one, most victims of narcissistic abuse ended the relationship or were discarded when there was no internet. One book will not do the trick. Number two, the target is still involved with the narcissist. While you're involved with the narcissist, you can't see clearly. It doesn't matter what people have told you about him. It doesn't matter what you're observing about him. Your mind is being screwed with, and you cannot think clearly enough to research about narcissism while you're in the relationship. If you do, you're probably putting yourself in danger, and you're probably very close to planning your escape. Most of us do not realize what happened to us until we are out of the relationship and able to have time to process what happened. That's when we start our research. 3, the target did not experience the entire fatally flawed loop into the deep devaluation and discard phase. 4, the target escaped the narcissist prematurely and was not very invested in the relationship. 5, the target feels so broken and responsible for what happened to them that they still think that there is something wrong with them, and they're focusing more on what they did wrong. 6, the target has bought into society's cliches that it takes two to tango and that he or she needs to get over it. So they feel no need to research narcissism. They actually accept what society tells them about the ending of relationships. Period. 7, the target hopes to get back with the narcissist. So instead of focusing on what the narcissist has done to them, they're focusing on how they can win the narcissist back rather than seeing the truth about who they're dealing with. 8, the target herself or himself has narcissistic traits or is a narcissistic personality disordered individual, him or herself, period. If that's the case, that person may think more like a narcissist and therefore not be as confused as an empath would about the narcissist's behaviors, period. 9, the thought to research has not yet come to the target's mind. They may feel like they are the only person that has experienced this kind of trauma. Therefore, they have not taken the time to process what has happened to them, and they just haven't gotten to that point yet where they're searching the internet. Give them time. It will eventually happen if it has impacted the victim to a certain extent. It needs to have, the relationship needs to have sufficiently confused and impacted the target enough to motivate them to do research about it. Those who don't do research are either still blaming themselves or did not truly experience the level of trauma that others have because of the reasons that I mentioned above. So that's the only ideas I can come up with for why don't certain victims research and figure out who they're dealing with. There are probably a few more that I haven't thought of. But if the target or former abuse victim has not figured it out yet, they will. You need to give them time. Sometimes targets will become distracted by other things in their life, and the relationship with the narcissist, I guess if they're lucky, kind of fades into the background and they don't really look into it. However, those people are at high risk to get into another relationship with a narcissist. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great day.